What's up, guys? So, we're finally here. This is the Macross Zero reactive armor for the 160 scale VF-0A and VF-0S. This thing I've been waiting for about 5 months now. Finally came. So, I came yesterday, but I just didn't have a chance to record anything, but I'm so excited to put this together, or at least open it, and then kind of play with it. And then we'll open it, and then we will apply it to this guy right here, Young Roy, the VF-0S Phoenix. So let's unbox this and see what's inside. All right, let's open this. So this armor set, at least, you know, it's not as big as, the box is not as big as the Phoenix itself. And look at this. Wow. Arcadia spent a lot of time perfecting this mold. I mean, we've seen this like almost a year ago as they announced it. And it's finally here. All painted, and it's nice off blue color. This is the tail piece, I believe. Yep. This is part of the tail as well. And of course, the top two pieces for the missiles. If you're familiar with the old VF-1 GPP armor, this is very similar to it. Let's see if I can crack this open. Should have missiles inside, and here it is. And yeah, these actually don't come out. I don't believe they're not detachable. But all the better, because you don't need it to fall out all the time, which the old Yamato versions did. But yep, you got these two pieces, and you got the elbow armor right here, the arm and elbow armor. Really cool. Kind of harkens back to a lot of old samurai aesthetics and design with these panels here. And got your leg armor. Cool. This is quite chunky. It's not as heavy as the GPP armor that Yamato put out, but it's the quality is still there. It's still good. Okay, so it's new and it's quite tough to pull out, but here we go. Yep, nice detail on the missiles inside. It's a good chest piece. All right. I think that's it. And on the bottom, obviously, got some decals and instructions. I'm gonna go and play with it a little bit, and then come back and we'll put on the VF-0S Phoenix. All right, so I played with it for an hour, the reactive armor, and I have to say it's a little challenging to put on some of the, especially the leg piece. So I'm gonna attempt to at least try to do all of it, or at least the other half of it. And yeah, you can see how some of these pieces just kind of a little bit flimsy in my opinion, and they don't attach too well. But for the most part, once it's all together, it's pretty darn good. So let me adjust the camera. I find it easier just to kind of do it laying flat. So basically, you have the shin piece and the side piece, and of course, it's only specific to each one leg. So this is specific to the left leg because of the screw right here. That's where the tail fin goes, or the side tail fin. You flap it like that, and then you slide this piece in. These two tabs right here, one right here and one right here. So, and they tab pretty easily, but like I said, it kind of falls apart a little easily as well. And then we have the side piece. From this side. Again, there's 2 tabs right here. So you kind of have to hold it in place for a little bit. You can twist the leg if you want. And also, my VF-0 is a bit tight on the leg sometimes. So I've been struggling to move the pieces while I'm trying to push the leg to move as well. And there's also a bottom tab right here you can push on. It needs to be in. So there. You got that. And it should fit pretty tight and snug. And then you got the back piece right here. And it should just slide in. The only bad part about it is the wings kind of get in the way. So I typically will just move this out of the way and then snap this piece in. And I recommend you hold the sides and you snap it together. And it's a little slippery. So, oh yeah, so just a little finagling. Yeah. The VF-1 GBP armor is a little bit easier to snap together. So there. Alright, you get a couple of snaps and it's done. And then you want to stand it back up. Make sure you put the wings back in. And because of this round piece right here, it's kind of nudging, you might scrape the wings. So you might want to kind of push the leg out. Just, oh, yeah, the leg is a little tight, so the gearlock joint pops back out. And it's tight, this gearlock joint, for this specific toy. So that's that. Next up is the hip joint. And, I mean the hip skirt. So as you see, there is a hole right here. And it matches with this right here, this little peg, round peg. And you would just peg this in, find it, once you peg it, you wrap this piece around the leg. It should snap into place once you get that round peg in. So it's snapped in a little bit, but in order to tighten it, there's a little square peg right here you should be putting in, which is this piece right here. And there's a little rectangular eye-shaped peg which goes into this little hole right here. You just push it down so I can get the camera. So there. It should stay in place, and this is articulated here, the skirt, front skirt piece. So yeah, so you got that. And then next thing you should do is the arm. And the arm is probably the easiest part to adjust. I mean, to install. You just kind of snap this here, and there's a little groove right here. Kind of helps it to stop from going any further. But it is still another slippy joint, so you kind of have to hold on to it. And just get that, and it's just snapped into place. Pretty simple. Next up, we have the front chest piece. This part is the second hardest besides the leg. So there are 2 tiny kind of slanted pegs here that needs to snap to the chest right here. So the hard part is to get it to snap. And it's the tolerance is very, very tiny and tight. So you have to kind of slip it on to the top. That. Get that angle. So you kind of have to move it this way, you can see. So you kind of go on top, pull, slip right on top, and then once you kind of get it tight, you have to squeeze it until you hear a snap. And that's the scary part. Make sure it snaps. Okay, you hear that? It snapped. So, pretty tight now. Alright, so let's flip this over. As you can see, this gearbox joint is not very cooperative. It keeps on snapping back up and never snapping back in. So we'll deal with that later. Next piece we should do is, okay, slip that in. Next piece we should do is the tail. And this is like the back skirt or tail piece. And it slips, this little piece right here slips in. Make sure there's clearance, and it slips between the joint of the backpack. And you just kind of slide it up and hold the backpack, and there. There's no click, but there's a little bit tight there, and once it slips in, it should move. Alright, the last piece, move the camera, or last few pieces. Is, try to stand it up. Alright, last few pieces is the backpack armor. Oops. And it slips into the fin right here. See this little hole right here? This little gap. Just kind of goes on top. There. And for these pegs right here, you have to make sure you swap out for the pegs that have the rectangular opening from your VF-0 toy. And then you can just push it in. You should tap pretty tight. Push on the other side as well. Right here. Yeah, there you go. You should tap pretty tight. And so there's these two round pegs right here, which you put the shoulder armor on, and there's these holes right here. It only fits on one side, so it's fairly easy to kind of guess which goes which. So there, put it down. Oops. Readjust it. Just like that. Twist this back. Then apply this guy, this other one here. And they're articulated too. So there you go. Turn it around. And there you have it. VF-0 and all its armored glory. And you know, I mean, for the most part, it's not too bad. But I would say the difficult part is the leg and the chest. And depending on your toy, like I said, you might have to watch out for your leg tolerance. If it's too tight, like my joints right here, it's hard because the armor is blocking the gearbox joint from being pulled back in. It might be a little difficult to adjust the leg positioning. So one thing to watch out for is right here. See, this leg is pushed against the wing, and over time, that is not good. So this piece right here is pushing against the leg. So see, now I want to readjust the gear rock joint. It just pops back out. So I don't know what their solution is for that. So I would just say bend the gear rock joint up and then move the knee back, so you have some clearance. And the instructions didn't say too much about how you should readjust it, but my guess is to readjust it that way. And also, I want to move. I want to move the leg back. So it's overall, I mean, the balancing is, I'll say, it's not all there. But for the most part, this is a solid piece. Is it worth the money? Yeah, I think so. Overall, I'd say this is very impressive. We put on the other armor, I guess, for the Zero A. I just want to give you a little size comparison from before and after. So Zero A right here, Shinkudo type. This is the Volker type. Yeah, I mean, it's much more impressive, you know, once you have the armor on. Even without armor, I guess, with the missiles and wings being spread out, it looks pretty intimidating. But with this, you know, with all the decals you can put on later, this definitely will make an awesome display piece. So, all right, time to put on the other armor for this guy, the Zero A. Okay, so there it is, the VF-0A and the VF-0S Phoenix, both in their reactive armors. And I have to say the Zero A, my version of the Zero A is actually a bit more sturdier. So with, I guess the legs make a big difference. I don't know why. I mean, because I can spread the legs wider for that one. For the Zero S, it's still tighter, so balancing wise, it's a bit tough. But you know, for the most part, everything seems really, I mean, pretty much the same for both. If you were to equip the armor for both toys. Yeah, I had a lot of fun, really, putting these two together, and I just need to put the decals on. With the decals, it's gonna look amazing. And I just want to do one last thing before we go. I want to compare them to the Yamato 148 scale version of the VF-1 with their GPP armor. Here's the VF-1J, and we have the VF-1S. These guys are a little hard to balance because they're a bit chunkier. Let me move it over here. Yeah, let me kind of put this next to each other. As you can see, the 148 scale is still a little smaller. Well, I mean, it's chunkier, but you know, height-wise, it's still a little bit shorter than the Phoenix. But overall, you know, it's a very, very. I mean, put all these four together, it can round out your collection quite nicely on your shelves. I do have the Woodland version for the GPP armor as well. I could probably post that up later. But yeah, overall, seems like this works out quite nice as an ensemble piece. I mean, the GPP armor with the reactive armor will definitely be worth collecting together. So, but in these they don't make anymore, obviously. You'd have to get on eBay. This you can still pick up from HobbyLink Japan and some other places, obviously through a lot of Japanese export vendors. But yeah, overall, yeah, they're quite expensive, in my opinion. But you know, it's one of those things you gotta kind of round out your collection if you have a VF-0. But yeah, so that's it. If you have any suggestions on any other videos that you wanted to explore in terms of the Valkyries and the Phoenix, let me know, and please like, subscribe, and share. Talk to you soon. Thanks.